So while we're on the higher level stuff, kind of getting back,
gives people some idea.
Yeah. So now, like we're talking about, keeping your students on a straight and narrow, and not allowing them to be distracted by the small to-dos that come up, and stay focused on the mission. I've dealt with some of that stuff before. It can be a challenge, but now, what's your take on the corporate meetings? So me personally, you can ask anyone in an organization, I hate corporate meetings. I think it's total BS, unproductive crap that happens every week. I hate looking at spreadsheets. I hate all of this tracking that I feel is just getting us nowhere. And it can lead to a lot of tensions when I come into it with a negative mindset. There's a lot of people that have it, and I know that there's also an importance to a meeting as long as you have it organized and structured. But like, what's your take on, I just feel like, we come into this as entrepreneurs, but as you grow your business, it becomes more and more corporatized, where these meetings just start to consume your entire life. How do you stop meetingitis, the official sickness of a corporation, from bogging down? Because to me, the more meetings that a person has in an organization, the more a meeting can take you away from actually what you're trying to accomplish.
100%.
So how do you fix meetingitis?
The first thing to understand, number one, it's correct that I live by a quote: absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Absence of evidence, not evidence of absence. Meaning, we may not know why the meetings aren't working. So to then say, forget all of them, could take us away from the beauty of them. Mm-hmm. Meaning, instead of having 17 meetings in one, you have shorter meetings that serve very clear purposes more often. So for example, the morning huddle. The morning huddle builds love and belonging, gets people on the same page, and starts the day on a positive way. I'm not going to get into the details of that on this video, but that 5-minute standing meeting can make a massive difference in the cultural alignment of a company. Then you have a staff meeting. The staff meeting better be something where people are bringing concerns to the table so they can get executed in 10 minutes. Then you have training. If people are leaving meetings and they haven't learned something, well then what the hell are we doing as business owners to develop people? Then we have a strategic meeting with the actual decision makers of the business. That might be every quarter, where we get away and we get together, we pick 3 main things we want to execute on, and then we overcome them together. See, we are, and this thing, I agree with you, meetings that are done improperly are soul drainers of an organization. They kill organizations. Now take that, and that's a social construct, meaning we have screwed it up corporate-wise. But let's look at the biology of humans. The reason we killed the saber-toothed tigers is because we had team meetings. All right? We are a social organism. We are meant to get together, to congregate, and we used the leader of the pack, the other alpha, and then the followers that are future leaders get together, they put their mindset together, and they execute on a task. And that's the beauty of the human race. Meetings are why we evolved this far. So the question is not about not having them, it's about, well, how do we have them more effectively? And that is not common sense. That is a very educated conversation that must be understood, and it's rooted in our biology and the psychology of the human behavior. So yes, I agree with you. Team meetings that are just like, if you have a company where everyone gets together every week for 2.5 hours, they talk about operations, P&Ls, marketing, this, you run to the fire exit or call me and I'll coach your company and they won't stink anymore.
Right.
So it's about, what is the vision of the company? What is the mission? What are the values? How do we use the values to drive behavior? What behaviors are warranted to be successful for people so they don't quit and they actually grow in the company? Because you should be growing from within, not from outside within. And then what types of meetings are necessary and how often and how long and how do we execute on them? If that isn't extremely clear, you have a mess of an organization. And that's everybody.
Absolutely, and no one is a perfect business, but one actionable takeaway that I've implemented, and like you said, sometimes you just have to be able to disappear within your organization and just come back with a load of results and let the results speak for themselves. But I've noticed the more and more I engage and allow meetings, and even though they're useless, my productivity and the company doesn't move as fast as it should. So, I've implemented, with my partners and people I'm involved with, I'm not answering phone calls or text messages from them at all during the day when you just have an idea at 9:55 and then you have another one at 11 and 12 and 1 and 2 and there's like 5 things. None of those things are actual emergencies. They feel urgent at the time and you need to get satisfaction, but most of the time, if you yourself and have all of your partners and employees just jot down the 5 to 10 things that are like important that need to be discussed before the end of the day and have a quick huddle, it stops a lot of those conversations that have you multitasking and losing your focus.
100%.
So like that's just one thing that has helped out a lot. And once you're the people you work closely with are trained on it, it can really help just move things quicker.